The impeachment trial of suspended Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton is set to begin this week with opening statements slated for Tuesday morning at 9. KPRC2 investigative reporter Mario Diaz will be in Austin, part of our team coverage, including for the bench on KPRC2+. He joins us tonight. Mario, talk to us about why this trial is so significant.
Bill, this trial matters to every citizen in the state of Texas because Ken Paxton is not only the top cop in the state, he's also the highest ranking attorney. It was back in May that a bipartisan committee in the House made it clear that, according to them, Paxton broke the law. Now he is in the political fight of his life.
In Texas political cases, this is the Super Bowl.
The impeachment trial of Attorney General Ken Paxton in the Texas Senate is massive. And with opening statements set for Tuesday morning, Paxton's future is very much undecided.
Anybody who says they know what's going to happen, they can't. I mean, it's just so unique.
This is like a hurricane that's coming ashore. The storm's formed. It's Category 5 storm, and it's hitting the shore.
Paxton is the first statewide elected official to face an impeachment trial in over a century, following a stunning vote in the Texas House last May.
The resolution is adopted.
It was the Republican vote that made it such a dramatic event because these are his own party people voting, and they voted overwhelmingly.
They wanted the Attorney General gone after investigators found criminal wrongdoings by Paxton.
We asked him if the evidence showed that laws have been broken and the public trust violated, and they said unequivocally yes.
The criminal acts the House says Paxton was engaged in include bribery, disregard of official duty, and conspiracy, all tied to people Paxton knows well, a donor and the AG's mistress, according to the House. Paxton used the power of the Attorney General's office to his advantage, abusing the public trust of Texans, according to investigators. Now it is up to the Senate whether or not to officially remove Paxton from office.
This is going to be a big spectacle.
One that will resemble a criminal trial, according to Austin-based white-collar criminal defense attorney Santosh Arvind.
The burden is going to be beyond a reasonable doubt. That's the same standard that applies in any criminal trial in the United States. But it is a political trial.
State senators will attempt to identify whether or not state laws were broken.
It looks quite serious to me right now.
Bill Miller is one of the state's top lobbyists. He's been reading this room and its participants for nearly 40 years.
This is their chamber, this is their show, and it's a big-time show, and it's going to be taken deadly serious by everyone who walks through the door as a participant.
Including the 4 attorneys who will be taking center stage for this battle: Dan Cogdale, Dick DeGuerin, Tony Busby, and Rusty Hardin, all from Houston.
The lawyers in this case are fantastic on both sides.
A lot of egos.
A lot of egos, and that's part of what makes the spectacle unique.
The judge in this case is Dan Patrick, the state's lieutenant governor, who, like many Republicans in the chamber, not only have crossed paths with Paxton, but also know him.
I think this is, as much as anything that the lieutenant governor has faced, is kind of a defining moment for Lieutenant Governor Patrick.
There are 31 senators in Texas, but only 30 of them will be allowed to cast their vote as to whether or not to remove Paxton from office. The one senator not eligible to vote, Paxton's wife, Angela, who will be allowed to sit on the trial. Bill, it all gets underway officially Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. We will have complete coverage beginning at 8 a.m. Online. We'll have coverage throughout the course of the day on air as we are taking the bench on the road on KPRC2+. It should be very interesting.
Interesting indeed. And Mario, any idea how long this trial might last?
That's a question that many people have been asking. Keep in mind there are certain rules for this trial which makes it unique. The opening statements are to be 60 minutes each. Closing statements are to be 60 minutes each from both sides. There is the rebuttal of evidence that as well as being allotted 60 minutes. And then both teams, the prosecution and the defense in this case, will be allowed 24 hours to present their case. And at the same time, they have to bank some time, because if they cross-examine someone, that's time that comes off of their bank account.
All right. Thank you, Mario. We look forward to your coverage.
All right, no worries.